Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Gorilla Press, wrestling news and commentary. I am your host. Welcome. So, this is our show for SmackDown results for 7/16/2019. Welcome to the show, everybody. We just got done with the show roughly 5 minutes ago. Here we go. Let's just jump right into it right off the bat. So, the very first part of the night started out with the Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon meeting up in the beginning at the front entrance. As soon as KO comes in, Shane McMahon gives him a bunch of crap, basically tells him, take the night off. You're not welcome to the building. KO is kind of pissed, walks away. Then Shane comes out and does this stupid segment. Whoever wrote this segment honestly probably deserves to be fired. I hope to God this wasn't a it was so bad. I'm at a loss for words. I'm really hoping that this wasn't an Eric Bischoff writing scenario, because if this is kind of the stuff that we're going to be seeing from this, Raw is going to be better. You know? And so basically what happened, Shane comes out, says that we're going to have a town hall, very first WWE town hall, where everybody can come out and express their grievances, but they must show respect. All the superstars were on the stage. Shane was in the middle of the ring. And first up to talk, Roman Reigns said that he basically sucks and he can kiss his ass. I agree. Next thing you know, a few other people, Liv Morgan, Charlotte, Apollo Crews, The New Day, they get their microphone cut off. Elias, all these people, basically they're starting to set up all the matches for the evening. And finally, KO comes, gives him a stunner in the middle of the ring, runs out into the crowd. That was that. Before the stunner happened, Cesaro comes out and asks Vince, or Shane rather, to make another fight with Aleister Black, and Shane went ahead and obliged. After Cesaro walked away, the stunner took place. This match was next up on the card, Aleister Black and Cesaro. And it wasn't as good as the matches last night. Obviously, they had a time limit that they had to keep on. You know, they only got so much time in on SmackDown. They only got 2 hours rather than 3 like Raw. And it was a decent match for what it was. Aleister Black came on top, and or came out on top. That could have been came out a lot wrong. Came out on top, beat Cesaro with his nice little back heel kick there, the Black Mask. Kicked Cesaro's mouthpiece right out of his mouth. 1, 2, 3, match is over. Next matchup on the card, you have Liv Morgan and Charlotte. Now, during their confrontation, they had a confrontation on the stage when Liv started to talk, Charlotte started to talk. Liv basically told Charlotte that she's completely fake, not real. Charlotte says, neither is your blue tongue, type of thing, and basically you're not established. Match goes on. Actually, rather kind of a short match. Charlotte winds up coming out on top. Liv takes the headphones from the announcers. Basically said, Charlotte's right. Next time I come back, I'm going to be more real. Whatever that means. Obviously, Liv is in for, in for a character change. It looks like she could probably use one. A little bit of a, maybe not necessarily maybe not necessarily like a full, 180 change. Maybe just an adaptation. Change it up a little bit, make it more main roster esque, so to speak. And I think it'd be a much better character for her. Her little brat character worked great in the Riot Squad. Not in the Riot Squad, being out on her own, it's kind of a lame duck. So hopefully she can adapt that a little bit, come out with a better character. We'll see. Next matchup on the card, we had this matchup here. It was decent. Amber Moon came out telling Mandy and Sonya that she was going to pick a mystery partner. Wound up being Bayley. They wind up going at it. Bayley and Amber come out on top. They win this matchup. They ask Bayley who her next partner is going to be. Bayley does this whole stupid thing and basically looks at Amber Moon, tells her that she's going to be her next opponent. Amber accepts. She's all excited. That ended that segment. Not much of a build up there for SummerSlam. I don't know what. You guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment box. Because I honestly, this is SummerSlam, you guys. This is the WrestleMania of the summer. You know what I mean? Middle of the year. This is supposed to be like kind of the big deal of the summer. You know what I mean? Like, to me, the storylines have to pop. If you're gonna set up something for SummerSlam, it needs to be bomb. You know what I mean? It needs to be bomb. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe Amber return. Maybe Bayley return. Who knows? Maybe they'll throw in somebody else and do a triple threat like they always do with the women's division. We'll see. We'll see soon enough, I guess. The next thing that came around, you had the New Day. Came out, did really well, did their whole thing. Wound up getting interrupted by Samoa Joe. Before I get to that, you had Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan come out because Daniel Bryan wanted to make an announcement because he's all butthurt, of course, that he lost his tag team titles. Does this real stupid thing where he decides that he doesn't want to talk, so he goes back, then comes out, then goes back, comes back out. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe each time he started to talk, he realized that his balls were left in his old lady's purse, so he better go back and get them. And then he couldn't find them, so he came back. I don't know. So, nothing came about that whole segment. That's when Samoa Joe comes out, starts to do his thing. Elias comes out, says, "You're not getting another title match, it's going to be me." Randy comes out, says, "You're not going to get a title match, it's going to be me." Elias decides nobody's going to get an opportunity here, so it might as well be a six-man tag. And that's what it became. So you have New Day versus Samoa Joe, Elias, and Randy Orton. And Samoa Joe, Elias, and Randy Orton actually came out on top. It was actually not too shabby of a match. Samoa Joe and Elias and Randy actually worked quite well together. It actually wasn't too bad of a match. I have really no complaints about that whatsoever. This next matchup I do kind of have a problem with. I know where they're doing with it at this point. I was kind of hoping that they would squash this tonight and form a better matchup for SmackDown, but instead we're going to wind up with this anyway. This happened tonight. You had the Iconics versus the Kabuki Warriors. And I really was kind of hoping that the Iconics would lose the titles tonight and the Kabuki Warriors can go into SummerSlam with a whole nother team, be a much better matchup for SummerSlam, since these chicks already had a ridiculous WrestleMania moment that probably should have never happened. That's not what happened. So This was a really stupid match. What ends up going down, one of them gets tossed out of the ring. They basically sit out there for the whole 10 count. Match is over. Kabuki Warriors win. Iconics get to keep their titles. Just a really lame scenario. And, yeah. I really don't know what else to say about that one. Next matchup, Andrade versus Apollo Crews. It was another real quick match. Apollo Crews actually went over on Andrade with a kind of a roll-up bit. It really wasn't much of a match. Both people were completely healthy. And then they did this little segment here talking about what happened last night with Bray Wyatt returning. I don't know what you guys think here. At first, this whole segment kind of seemed to drag on with Bray Wyatt. They just weren't bringing him out. They kept stalling, and I really don't understand why. However, when they did bring him out last night, the feeling of when he actually was seen in that ring was tremendous, and it made huge buzz, and it went over with the crowd so much. As much as the fans love Finn Balor didn't matter whatsoever. I think Bray Wyatt at that moment could have just been the nastiest, the most disgusting, worst heel of all time, and everybody in that place would have cheered Bray Wyatt, because that character is awesome. The whole segment was awesome, and I don't know if they're gonna do a Finn, a demon versus the Fiend. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. Obviously, nobody does. It's just all speculation. But I can tell you that it's a pretty high probability that that's what's actually gonna go down. It just seems kind of, it's too easy. The demon character has never been beat. They're wanting to make Bray Wyatt a beast, an absolute beast, an unbeatable beast. And what better way than to take out something that's never been beaten? Bray Wyatt's skinnier. He's faster. Most likely can last a lot longer in the ring, so he might actually be able to compete with the Demon quite nicely. We'll see. It was a great segment. If you guys missed it last night, go back, watch it. You won't regret it. So we move on to the final match of the night, Dolph Ziggler versus Kevin Owens. It was kind of supposed to be like a rematch for Extreme Rules. What ends up going down is they go back and forth. Matches going on. Shane McMahon ends up coming out with a whole bunch of stars from behind. They basically turned the match kind of sort of into a lumberjack match. And when KO got the stunner on Dolph finally, Shane McMahon interfered, grabbed Kevin's foot, pulled him out, went to punch Kevin. Kevin kicked him in the gut, dropped him on his chin for another stunner, and then hightailed it out of there. Left Shane lying at the ring with Drew McIntyre waiting to lick his wounds for him, and basically grabbing the mic saying, "You're going to regret that. You're going to regret it." Goes off. So, what did I think about SmackDown tonight? Being supposedly Eric Bischoff's first night on the job, I was disappointed. In my book, this was the show that was supposed to start setting up SummerSlam. SummerSlam is supposed to be a big deal. and they're not acting like it is. And if this is Eric Bischoff's first night, he's going to have a very long road. I think the difference between Raw and SmackDown was tremendously different. Tremendously different. Which is actually quite the change, because I know a lot of people for a while were actually digging on SmackDown just because it was shorter. You know, they were able to get through it easier. Raw being 3 hours, it was just much harder to get into. Whereas last night, it was actually not a bad show. The 3 hours didn't seem like it just dragged on. And SmackDown tonight seemed like it dragged on. It just didn't. Nothing connected. Nothing felt solid as a rock. You know what I mean? And I just kind of feel like they need to slam dunk this. Next week needs to happen. You know, it needs to go down. They need to start making big moves. Right now, the only set in stone storyline they really have is KO and Shane. You know, they really don't have much of anything. Okay, fine. You can argue and say, well, Josh, look, you know, you got the Bayley, you know, the Bayley match coming up with Amber Moon. Well, yeah, but that's not a storyline. That's just a match. We're supposed to start setting in storylines. We're not supposed to just set up a match. We need something to entertain us along the way. Something to drag us in, want us to see this match. And that's not the way to do it. Now you have the New Day as the SmackDown champions. We haven't established anything for them. You know, okay, Kabuki Warriors and Iconics, fine. You know, they've got something going on, but this storyline's been dragged on for months. Ever since Paige first came out and said that she's got a team that's going to take those titles, and now we've come all the way up to this point to where they win a match via countout. You got to give us something better than that. That's bullshit. You got to give us something more exciting. If you want that division to go off, you need to go off. You need to make it work. And that kind of stuff right there gets people light switch off. I'm not watching this mess no more. So they got to do better with that one. I'm being a hard critic on this because they can't be playing this way. People aren't going to get over on this. Bray Wyatt is not going to save WWE. KO's little Stone Cold moments aren't going to save WWE. That's all been done before. They've got to do something different. They've got to do more exciting stuff. They got to keep us engaged. SmackDown tonight, I kind of personally feel, was just a little bit draggy. Aleister Black and Cesaro, really? Again? What is that going to do for us? Are we going to have nothing but Aleister Black and Cesaro matches all the way up leading into SummerSlam just so you can make Aleister Black a beast? That's a confusing scenario. I don't know. If you guys think you know where that might go, leave a comment in the box. You know, let me know what you think, because I'm dying to hear your opinions out there, you guys. And as far as Liv Morgan, what are we gonna do? Not see her for 6 months? Is she gonna come out next week wearing a white shirt, a black tie, and try to be censored all over again? Like, I don't. Right to censor. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what she's gonna do. I mean, is she gonna come out plain Jane? And I don't get it. You know, I'm hoping that her character evolves, but I don't know. There's really nothing set in stone tonight at all. You know, you got this Daniel Bryan thing where he has no clue what he's doing. He's got to go where Daniel Bryan's never been before. What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean he's gonna turn gay? I don't know. You know, I really don't understand where they're going with this stuff. It should be a much quicker pace, I believe. But we'll see. At this point, I do know that Daniel wants to take some time off. He wants to relax a little bit. The rumor mill is that it's possibly going to wind up being Daniel and Rowan fighting each other at at SummerSlam. We'll see how that's going to work out, how that's going to play out. It was, I mean, for the most part, I'm going to give this show a 5 because I'm really hoping that they progress it. But I'm going to be even harder on it next week because now we're going to be even 2 weeks closer to SummerSlam, and they need to slam dunk it home. SmackDown has not had good pay-per-views in a very, very long time. I want to see it happen. So we'll see how it goes. But for now, that's my review. That's the results for SmackDown 7/16/2019. Thank you guys for tuning in, checking out my little show here at the Gorilla Press. Come in, check me out at some point this week. I got a really, really cool show planned. I'm going to actually try and bring in a couple of people via calling in. Some people that I know that are actually really, really good at kind of seeing the past to compare to the future. And it's a really unique show that I think you guys are really going to love. And try to tune in for that. I'm going to try to put that together later on this week. It's going to be a really, really good show. So check me out there. We'll be back here on Saturday. Go over everything that's happened this week. A little bit more in-depth details about the things going on. That one show is about an hour long. So tune in then. You guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys on Saturday, if not sooner, by Friday, Thursday. All right, guys. Take care.